All right, so I've been getting a lot of comments of like, how do you charge so much? I can never charge those prices in my area. People would run away if I charge those prices. So in this video, I'm gonna kind of break down why we charge what we charge and how we average out around $100 per hour regardless of the service. But right now we're at the first location. It's just an engine cleaning on the CTSV. Top floor of the parking garage. Remember, whenever you're at an apartment, go up to the top floor if you can. If not, just find an open parking spot somewhere along the perimeter and you should be good to go. But this engine isn't bad at all. So 15 minutes and the next appointment is at 10, which is right now 40 minutes from right now. So the next customer is actually at 10 a.m. but it's actually 10:35 right now, so we're gonna be a bit late. But you just gotta let them know like, hey, we're gonna be there a few minutes late. Sorry about that. Not even sorry about that. Just let them know that we're gonna be there a few minutes late. They're not gonna mind at all, especially if you're communicating with the customer that you're gonna be a few minutes late. Okay, so this vehicle is all done. It was just $60 for engine cleaning. It took us 15-20 minutes. But being an apartment, you gotta locate the car. They gotta bring the car up, so that takes a little bit of time. So it was scheduled at 9, but we start like at 9:12. Because of, customer gets to the car, brings it to the top floor, we gotta find the top floor. But the way we're able to make $100 per hour is, one, we have the leads, the traffic lead and sales to generate on a consistent basis to always be booked out with customers that wanna pay our prices, okay? That's first and foremost, that we have enough leads that convert into sales, which is customers that we book into the schedule that are willing to pay our full pricing. The second part to that is efficiency, meaning we have to be able to get on the job site and within a few minutes we're already working on the vehicle. Packing up has to be a breeze, and we have to have everything in place for our processes, with our tools and products, with how we get to the van and how we use things and how we operate between two people to make sure that we're maximizing our efficiency and we're spending as little time as we need to get the maximum results in the shortest time frame possible. So that's it. We're getting enough leads that convert to customers that are paying the prices that we want, that we charge. And then two is that we have maximum efficiency across all our operations to where we're always gonna finish, we're averaging $100 an hour. So even with this one, it's $60, we finished in 20 minutes. So if you have that, it's still, if we were to multiply that by 2, it would be $100 an hour. So that's how we're able to do it. Now, one thing to clarify is that there are a lot of hidden costs when it comes to being mobile. For instance, let's say we make $100 an hour on the job site, right? But we still have to account for the drive time. As much as you don't want it to happen, it's going to happen sometime, and there's going to be redos, meaning you have to go back to the customer location for whatever the reason to touch something up. You can be as best as you can, but it will eventually at some point happen. It's just a part of being in business. Don't worry about it. And I remember when I worked when I used to work at a carpet cleaning company, I was the scheduler, meaning I was in charge of booking 30 plus full-time technicians to service the 100 plus clients that we had every single month. And with there would be, imagine 30 technicians clocking in at 5:30. They get in the van and they have to drive sometimes 15 minutes, sometimes 30 minutes, sometimes an hour to get to the client's location. So before they even start billing the client, like before they even get to the job, there's already money being spent just getting the employees to the location. So how do you manage that with the finances? Do you take that out of the customer you're servicing? Do you take a percentage out of each service to put it to the budget of covering that cost? So there's a lot of things that you need to cover. That's not just, you just don't get there, you make $100 and you pocket $100. That's not how it works. On top of that, you have what? You have to say, you have to have a savings for your business. You have to pay wages. You have to save for taxes. So there's a lot of other costs involved. Like you just don't make, so when I say $100, like we do average $100 an hour on the job site, but like the reality is there's other costs that you have to cover with any business. Like that's the point of being business. You're gonna cover other costs within that $100. So when it comes to increasing your hourly rate, or at least increasing the revenue or money that you're making, there's a few ways you can go about it. Yes, I am talking a bit softer because weirdly enough, it's very quiet at this apartment complex. So one is you can just raise your prices, okay? Two is you can increase the volume of services that you're doing, right? If you're doing 5 services a week up to 7, now you're making more money. Increase your prices by, let's say like, if you're charging $25 an hour, you up it up to $30 an hour, you're now making more money. The third one is that you are able to, aside from not so much the volume, but you're just able to decrease the time it takes you to complete one job. So for instance, for us, these are the same prices that I've had over the last several years. When I was by myself, I was still charging $200 to $240 for an interior. We've changed a few prices here and there, but for the most part, these are the same pricing, except now we're averaging $100 an hour because we're finishing the vehicle so much faster than when it was just me. Now we're able to finish a dirty interior like we have right here in under 2 hours. And the wait till we get an extractor, we're gonna knock it down to like an hour and 30, hour and 45 minutes. We're still charging, let's say, $240 for an interior, but instead of finishing it when I was by myself in 4 hours, we now cut it down to 2 hours. And when we upgrade a few more things and get our efficiency a bit more at its peak, we're gonna cut down that $200 an hour, the 2 hours to around an hour and a half to hour 45 minutes. Same service, nothing changes. Same price, nothing changes, except our efficiency now increases. So now we're gonna be able to knock out, let's say right now we're doing 2 to 3 cars comfortably, somewhat comfortably. We're not going to be able to increase that to 3 to 4 vehicles per day once we get our efficiency up. Now we can increase the pricing, but again, like, you know, you want to play around with the toggles and see which one is going to best fit your business. So could we increase our pricing? Yes, or we could just be smarter and be able to knock out more vehicles in the same time, in a much shorter time frame, and we're going to end up making way more money. Because right now I think we're in a very sweet spot with our pricing. We did increase our basic wash to a premium wash, and we increased that by like 50%. Same thing for our basic interior cleaning. We switched that up to a mini interior detail, and we raised it again by 50% across the board. So now, no matter what service we're doing, engine cleaning, headlight restoration, interior cleaning, paint correction, wash and wax, just a wash, we are gonna average out $100 an hour because our efficiency is in place. We're able to go into every vehicle. We have our tools, our products set up properly in the van. We have a process set up where we know who's gonna do what on every single step, and when he's doing the next step, we already know the game plan on every single step that's gonna happen. So our efficiency here in our business, in what we're doing and what we're currently after, is our efficiency is at its peak. Well, not at its peak, but we're increasing our efficiency tenfold. And we're not at our peak yet. We might be close to hitting the apex in our current situation. But for us, we're increasing our efficiency. We're not gonna be like, oh, well, I only wanna work on somewhat clean cars. I only wanna focus on maintenance. I only wanna focus on paint correction. No, across the board, regardless of the service, we're gonna average $100 an hour, right? And we're gonna be at our peak with efficiency. So no matter if it's a 2-step, no matter if it's a dirty interior, we're gonna finish it in a timely manner because we're efficient in what we do. So here we are on this 2014 Toyota Corolla. Seats are the dirtiest. Door panels, not that bad. Plastic panels, not the bad. Steering wheel, as always, there's like some white residue on it, so we'll clean that up. Probably the seats and the carpeting are going to be the most time consuming because it's that like ugly carpeting and there's a lot of debris on it. And by the way, we're charging $240 for the inside and $50 for the wash? 40. And $40 for the wash, so that's $280. Maybe in 3 hours we'll finish this. right, so fast forward, and it is now 12:28. So we started at 9:25. So it's just at 2 hours. We're just blowing it out. So we don't do the windows and glass until we finish the exterior wash. So we're just blowing out whatever debris fell back in there. We're going to pre-spray the door jambs, spray those down, and then do the wash. And then at the end, we get to the windows and glass. So 2 hours on the interior, and the premium wash, or that we have, shouldn't take but 30 minutes or so. All right, and it is now, I made a mistake. We got here at 10:25, not 9:25, duh. So it is now 1:15 and we're done with the vehicle. So that's just under 3 hours. Yeah, that's just under 3 hours. So now we're gonna probably go take a break. I think take a break. And then the third customer is at 2:30. So we actually passed by Subway. We were there for like 7 minutes because we're in a rush, but even now that we're back on the road, we're gonna be 8 minutes late to the third appointment because there's just traffic at this time. And specifically where we're traveling through, 610, there's always traffic here. But the next thing I wanna talk about is I know I mentioned earlier about the hidden cost or whatever. They're not really hidden, they're there. You just gotta make sure you remember to factor them in. But this one is about the tools and products. I get those questions all the time, like, hey man, like, so out of every detail, like, how much do you spend in gas or how much do you spend in products? And this is actually way less of a factor than you think. So think about it like this, okay? With most of my, let's say my wheel brushes, okay? My wheel brushes, I think I had the same set for like 5 years now. Meaning like that one-time purchase of the big easy detail brush, the small detail brush, the Chemical Guys long handle brush, like those have lasted me 5+ years. I bought them again, but I'm saying like the first time I bought them, they lasted me like 5 years. Super Clean, which is like $10 locally, you can dilute it so many ways that the cost is almost insignificant because it's not like a reoccurring thing. It's not like you have to buy new supplies every month. Like, and when we do, it's like, it's just chemicals. It's like maybe 20, 30, 40 bucks a month in like an actual chemicals. But like the polisher, the pads, the towels, the brushes, like those last you a very long time. So not that it's not important to know, like, factor in the cost, but it's so negligible that it's really not that big of a deal. And keep in mind, I'm referring to when you're just starting, you know, you have your first bit of customers. If you're full blown out, have a full operation, then you're servicing like 40 customers a week, all right, then you're gonna order a lot more tools and products. But for those that like one-man band, like even like, you're not gonna go, your biggest expense per month should not be your tools and products, because if you are spending a lot of money on tools and products, it's most likely because you keep on trying new things and you keep on acquiring new things that you probably don't really need. Because we basically have staples in our arsenal at this point, right? Like, we're gonna use things that we absolutely need, and other than that, we don't spend money on tools and products because it's not necessary. Like, we have what we need, and it lasts us a very long time. Like a tire applicator, our brushes, the polish, like those aren't reoccurring costs. It's a one-time thing. You take care of them correctly. Even if you beat them up, like, they're gonna last you a long time. So the cost of each brush or pad or polisher over X amount of details, like, it's basically free. Like, there's and it's not really free, but I'm saying like it's such an insignificant cost that, like, you know, $5 a detail, that probably covers all tools and products used for that detail, if that, depending on what you're using. And we're finally here, third detail, this Porsche 911 for just a ceramic coating maintenance, premium wash, and interior detail. It's super basic, nothing crazy. It's just a wash and inside cleaning. So please excuse the sunglasses. My other one's broke, so I'm using my running ones. So they're a bit like, you know, in your face, but it is like extremely bright and hot right now. So yeah, this shouldn't take us more than like 40 minutes at max, to be honest. Like it's super simple. Okay, I didn't record anything of the inside because there was literally no dust, no debris, no smudges, no anything. We literally just wiped it down with a leather conditioner, and that's it. I mean, there was literally nothing to film, nothing to touch. We just wiped it down with a leather conditioner. This is the second vehicle we're working on, that we're maintaining. He has one more. I think it's something. The first one was the X6 that we did a few last week. Here's the Porsche 911. He has one more vehicle, and they're all ceramic coated. This one it has PPF across the entire vehicle. So now we're just gonna rinse it down, foam it, and wash it. We charge $90 for the inside and out. And a few hours later, and it is 7 o'clock. There wasn't much on that wash and interior. It took, I don't know, it was just a super simple cleaning. So the last thing I'm gonna touch on is on the pricing. So like I said in the beginning of the video, a way we're able to charge what we charge and do what we do is because we have enough traffic leads and sales. On top of that, like when someone calls us, right, by the time they get to us and they call, either an email, text, or phone call, is that we do no selling, okay? Like, if a customer does not want to pay our prices or cannot afford it or whatever the case, that's it. We just let them go, okay? And it's not like, oh, you guys are like, you know, high horse, like you guys just, no, it's like, it's just business. Like at this point, we have the volume to where if someone doesn't want to pay our prices, and don't get me wrong, like I'm not saying that's gonna be 220, and they're like, oh, well, my budget is actually like 200. Can we somehow work it in? We'll easily change that service to make sure we fit the service within the budget. But if someone's like, oh man, like that's just way out of my budget, you guys are too expensive, you guys are whatever, that's fine. Like nothing happens to us. And the reason why we're able to do that, right, is one, we market our business, right? We get plenty of traffic and leads through SEO, search engine optimization. We're not implementing Instagram, so that's gonna be another form of lead generation. The second part is that we are, and I've been saying this for so long now, and hopefully this helps you and actually makes you take action, but that we have 60 plus 5-star reviews. That plays a huge role in your business. When someone calls us, yesterday we booked 6 customers in one day, and the communication is so dead simple. We're not there like trying to communicate. What makes that noise out there? Like what bird or what animal makes that noise? But it's not like when we're talking to a customer, it is so simple because either they looked at our website, they saw our pricing. They went on our Instagram account and they saw our pricing. They looked at our reviews. They looked at our reviews on Instagram. They are already like, okay, these people know what they're doing. These people are probably going to be more expensive than others because of their ratings online. So when someone calls us, we're not selling anything. We're not over communicating. The conversation is literally less than 7 minutes when we book someone in. Whether it's a $200, $400, $600 detail, it is under 7 minutes. Same thing with email. It is but a few those things are really just added today. It is but a few back and forth conversations of like, you know, email to email, and we book them in. Like we're not asking 10 different questions. I don't need to know all this or that. I just need to know a few essential details. I send them a quote. They agree to it on the day we get to the job. Oh, there you go. So I wonder what it is. When we get to the job site, we confirm the price and we're good to go. If they send us photos beforehand, we give them price over the phone, email, whatever, because we already see the condition. We get there and we do the work. Like it is a very, very simple process. There is no like, oh my God, like let me get all this and let me get all that and let me jot this down and I need it. It is absolutely none of that. Because why? We focus on so many other things. So by the time they get to us, by the time they're like, you know what, let me call this company, everything is set in stone. That being said, there's still plenty of customers that either were too expensive or they don't want to wait long enough for us to book them into the schedule, right? Because right now it's like 2 weeks, unfortunately. So either we're too far out, so they're not gonna book with us, or we're too expensive. So once that happens, like, so when that happens, like, we still have plenty of customers that say no. But on that same note, we still have plenty of customers that say yes to our pricing. So it's not like, oh my God, like, you know, he just has a 100% success rate. No, like, there's still plenty of people that tell us no, but there's plenty of people that tell us yes, that book us in. So I'll end it right here. Hopefully it helped you out. So yeah, hopefully it helped you out. I mean, let me know if you have any questions, if you want me to make another video in terms of like how we make $100 an hour. But I'm telling you, like, a big part of it is also efficiency. Once we've been upgrading the van, and we're gonna upgrade to a new van hopefully soon, is that really made a big difference between, like, if you take a few minutes to start working on the vehicle versus just a minute, it's like a huge difference. So really focusing on your efficiency. And I'm telling you, I've been saying this for a while now. Here it goes again. I've been saying this for a while, not really a while, but when you have two people, it changes a big difference. Like, if you can knock out by yourself 2 cars in one day, adding someone else to help you, you can up it up to easily 3 to 5 vehicles a day. Just generalization, like, depending on what you're working. Like, if you're already doing 2 cars on your own, you can jump to 3 to 5 vehicles a day. So if you don't think like a person, like a helper of some sort, can help you, that's a big mistake. Also, like, assuming that if you're being inefficient and like you guys are not, you know, okay, yeah, you might still take, you know, 2 cars for one day. But other than that, like, if you are being efficient, or at least being cognizant of being efficient, you can definitely increase how many vehicles you're doing on a daily basis. Anyways, I'll go ahead and end it right here. Let me know if you have any comments, questions, concerns. I'll make another follow-up video if you guys have enough questions or anything about it. Follow me on Detail Groove on Instagram. Check the link down below on how to the ultimate guide to start your detailing business. But other than that, I'll see you on the next one.